So I've gotten a whole bunch of things ironed out on the S13 that I'm taking drifting tomorrow. However, I'm still getting this tiny misfire, and I've gone around the entire engine with a can of brake cleaner, and I haven't gotten any bogs in the engine and nothing that would indicate that it's a vacuum leak. I do have a chip-tuned ECU. It was done by Jim Wolf Technologies, and in all of my experience when dealing with these chip-tuned ECUs, like if you hit up Martin at RS Enthalpy, the first question he's going to ask you is, what's your fuel pressure? So let's figure out my fuel pressure. Now, I'm not going to do this in the traditional sense. I don't have a gauge to hook up and check all those things. However, what I do have is an ISR fuel pressure regulator. Go ahead and show you guys how to get this hooked up here today, so you guys can also check your fuel pressure as well as regulate it yourself. And yeah, that's going to be my solution to checking my fuel pressure, because it's got a gauge on it. I can hook up all the lines, I can see what's going on, and I can delete the potentially faulty stock OEM fuel pressure regulator. All right, so here we've got the fuel pressure regulator. We're going to be running the bungs on the bottom and the outlet. We'll be taking the fuel return, hooking this up to the bottom, and then taking the side feed and hooking it up to our aftermarket bung for the end of the rail. Guy, here's your part number. All right, so I got the fuel pressure regulator installed. All right, so now that I have the car shut off, I can explain things to you guys a little bit better. The stock vacuum port for the stock fuel pressure regulator can go to right here, and if you run that vacuum line, you're going to want to set this to 34 psi at idle. If you choose not to run this line and you cap that off, you're going to want to run this at 43 psi. The vacuum line pulls, and it kind of tells the ECU where the car's at to tell it to dump more fuel or dump less fuel. And ultimately, when you rev the car out, the highest the fuel pressure goes is 43 psi, I believe. So you can just take off that line, set it to 43 psi, and you're just going to run a little bit rich on your bottom end. And it might make your car sound a little bit cooler too. This is the line that I'm running from the new bung. It's going to the exit, right? And then we've got the fuel return right here that's coming up into the bottom of the regulator. We're just going to leave the stock feed going to where it's supposed to. I took off the extra stuff just because it doesn't need to sit there. It looks a little bit better. That helps, because the highest viewed video I saw on how to do this on YouTube, it had like almost 30,000 views. It was a mess. And there you go. It didn't even tell you what to set your fuel pressure at. So there you go. I hope that helps.
I'm taking a video. Here, look.